The biggest challenge for any business looking to either start or grow their digital marketing campaigns is having a good foundation. And that's why we're doing a 30-day digital marketing strategy crash course to help grow your business and get more sales online. My name is Ross. I'm with Cogent Apparel. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel. We're going to have a lot of different videos on digital marketing. We're going to go through 30 days, and each day will cover something different when it comes to digital marketing. So please subscribe to our channel for all that videos that are coming out. Also, we are also doing the same digital marketing crash course for young entrepreneurs. So if you're a young entrepreneur, be sure to go to that playlist instead. We're going to have a lot of good information. That will be some videos with my kids, Kaku and Nai, that will be joining me, and we're going to go over how young entrepreneurs can start and grow their brand online. And that's something that you should start doing and looking for at right now. So this digital marketing strategy crash course is based off of buildersociety.com. This crash course was done about 10 years ago, but Builder Society has a lot of good technical people, experts that are specialized in certain areas like ads or content creation or just server settings. And so it's a good point. It's a good reference to have. And we'll link the crash course in the description below, but check that out. And even though it was done 10 years ago, it's still a good source of information. The concepts are all still the same, but we did get their permission to use it. But again, just because it's a little old doesn't mean that the concepts aren't there. And because you're a business and you're already in business, we're going to extrapolate some of that couple first days that are very generic, and we're going to take out the best parts and apply them to business owners. So again, if you're a young entrepreneur looking for a reference to start and grow your brand online, be sure to check that out. So what is digital marketing? Digital marketing is going to be anything that's online. SEO, which is search engine optimization, social media marketing, content marketing, e-commerce, paid ads, whether that's Facebook, YouTube, or whatever. So it encompasses everything that's online. And beyond even that, right? A long time ago, digital marketing, something that was big back then was brand reputation, right? Monitoring your brand online. You know, what are people saying about your brand? What's going on? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it positive? So it's not only creating the content, but it's also analyzing it and also monitoring it to make sure that you have a good brand reputation online. And the main thing that digital marketing wants to accomplish, right, is to get more attention to your brand, get more eyeballs on it, and get more traffic to it. But don't get caught up in vanity metrics in terms of how many subscribers you have, how many followers you have, because one thing that sometimes gets lost is that you're a business. Your job is to create revenue. So don't get caught up in vanity metrics. The main thing is to be able to bridge that gap between getting the attention, getting the subscribers, getting the views, and converting that into revenue. And so, again, this is something where we've seen people that have big audiences, right? Big influence, have big audiences, but they can't, when they tell their followers to try and buy something, it doesn't go well because the followers are not there because they believe in the product or they believe in you. They're just there to look at your stuff. So again, as a business, we need to be able to take all that attention, take that traffic, and convert that into sales. Things in online are obviously shifting, right? Back in the day, for search engine optimization, SEO, AI is coming on board, which is really exciting because not necessarily in terms of helping you rank in terms of the search engines, but for creating content, AI is somewhat leveling the playing field because it allows you with a small team to keep pace with some of these larger firms, right? And, content is king. And so back long ago when you had to manually write content, it was kind of tough because if you were a small team, it was hard for you to compete with the bigger corporations, bigger brands. But now you as a small business owner can potentially compete with those brands. Obviously, don't just copy and paste what AI spits out, but there still needs to be some manual edits, tailor the argument or tailor the article for your sense of style, your sense of writing, your tone. But as far as content creation, content ideation, AI is good because it will allow you to compete. And what's also growing and changing from a long time ago is going to be social selling, TikTok shop. And you can go on Instagram. You can go in straight and buy products right off Instagram now. And so this is something that's also different and something that if you sell products, you have an e-commerce store, is something you definitely want to look into and know a little bit more about. So is digital marketing right for your company? The main thing to keep in mind is you should be solving your clients' problems. And that's what your content should be focused on, is solving your clients' problems. A lot of people in industries will basically just self-promote, right? What they're doing, how much they're selling, who their clients are, what they're doing. We're doing this, we're doing that. And it's all about them. I challenge you to change that perception and use your content to help solve your clients' problems, which is something we're doing. And that's why, again, if you want to follow us and see how this works out, that's our main goal, is to solve our clients' problems and help them with their problems. And so digital marketing, we know, is a big factor in terms of what they're looking for. So if you want, you can just follow us and see what works and what doesn't work in terms of putting out content. We're going to be putting out a lot of content on various business topics to help grow the business and brand. And you can see what works and what, more importantly, what doesn't work. And you can apply that in your own content. Maybe you're looking to expand and get more leads into your top of funnel, right? But make sure when you get to the top of the funnel, your main goal is to funnel them down and convert that into sales. When considering digital marketing, obviously one thing is going to be is the cost. How much is it going to cost you? What's going to be the ROI? And will the benefits outweigh the cost? And we'll go over some of that later on in the video. Now, is digital marketing worth it? Well, obviously, as a company that we're starting to invest heavily in digital marketing, the answer is going to be yes. And again, this is where I say you can follow us to see what works and what doesn't work. But back in the day, I worked for a company. I was a VP of marketing for a company that had multiple locations all across the country. And so it was a great way for me to learn mostly about offline marketing. This was in the day of MySpace. MySpace was in the heyday. Facebook was just starting up. It was about 2006, 2007. And so the good thing about that is I not only learned about offline marketing in terms of like billboards, TV ads, radio ads, papers, newspapers, circulation, but I not only learned a lot about putting it on and what to look for, but I also learned how to analyze and monitor to see what's working and what's not. And not only what platform is working, but also to see what's working in different locations. So some locations, we even used to do street teams, guerrilla marketing. And so I got to see, what works and what doesn't. And this is why, and we were starting to invest in terms of online marketing back then, with MySpace and Facebook and things like that. So again, we got the video. We did a lot of videos. So that's something that I was fortunate enough to learn, and the company would pay for all the ads. So I got to learn a lot. And so I'm looking to help translate that, the analyzing part, to figure out what's working and what's not working into the digital marketing, and to help you, your business. But you need to make sure you analyze your goals, make sure you know what you're looking for, and that you're working towards that goal. Because when times are tight, the first thing to go is marketing, right? That's the first thing for businesses to start getting rid of and start scaling back on, is the marketing. So you need to make sure that you're working towards your goal, and that you're accomplishing your goal, and that your ROI is good. So the next question is this something that we should be doing in-house, or should we hire a company? Now that is the question, obviously, right? You need to see if there's three options. Basically, you can hire someone to come into your company as a dedicated marketing person. You can hire an outside agency, or you can take an existing employee and assign them to start doing digital marketing as well. With that last one, you need to be careful, because again, not only is digital, just because they create content, that doesn't necessarily mean they're digital marketing, right? A lot of the aspects are analyzing what works and what doesn't work, and more importantly, what works to convert into sales. And so that's something that they may not be too in tune with, in terms of they just post content on TikTok or YouTube or Instagram. The other thing is to hire someone and make them a dedicated marketing person, or to hire an agency. And so it really just depends on your budget, and again, what your goals are. You need to make sure that whoever you bring in or on board, make sure they know what their goals are, and that they have a track record of being able to accomplish what you're looking to do. So what to expect when you start or grow your digital marketing campaigns? The first thing to do is keep in mind is your mindset. This is a long-term game. This is not something that's going to be get rich quick. If you want to do paid ads, that's something that will help get you there faster. But still, having a good foundation in terms of good content creation, in terms of whether that's writing or video, is a good thing to have. And so it's kind of like a diet, right? You may not see things right away when you start dieting and exercising, but as time goes on and it compounds, you will start to see the results. And it's important to figure out also what platform you're looking to specialize in. As someone that's starting or growing their marketing, I would look at one platform and figure out which platform works best for your clients, to attract your clients. Where are your clients? Which platform are your clients on? And so if it's something like LinkedIn, where LinkedIn is doing more video now, but it's still a really good place for written posts. And so the person that you're bringing on, are they a good writer? Do they have a good tone in terms of the tone you want to set for your business and your brand? And not only that, but do they know the LinkedIn culture and what works and what doesn't work on LinkedIn, and how to, again, translate that content into sales, or at least to attention, to help grow your brand, so that when your client is ready to purchase, that they purchase from you. So this is something to commit to long term. This is not going to be a get rich or grow quick thing. So prepare for the long term. This is a long term investment. So again, you need to factor all these things in when you're deciding whether to go and what to expect, in your when you start and grow your digital marketing campaign, and figure out what you want to do in terms of different campaigns you want to run. Again, if your clients are on Instagram, right? If you're a clothing brand and your clients are on Instagram, are you good with the person you bring? Are they good with pictures and video and knowing the Instagram culture? And so this is something where you have to, again, plan out it's best if you plan out all these things in advance and know what you're looking for, what you're trying to accomplish, and who you're trying to help, and what platform are they on, and where can you reach them to get the best bang for your buck. And don't forget, focus on solving your customers or your clients' problems. That's going to be the best way for you to grow and help your clients find you and trust you and learn from you. So what existing assets and relationships can my business use when I'm starting or growing my digital marketing campaign? So a lot of times people overlook things like trade relationships. And if you're doing content, video content or written content, or do a collab with trade relationships, do a collab with tangent industries that you can get good content from. Look at your personal relationships, your business relationships, your friends, and look at social media. Are there any influences in your industry, or are there any popular trade personalities? Maybe you can be a guest on a trade podcast, right? Or a podcast that will help reach your potential audience. And so this is something where you need to leverage your current relationships to help grow your digital marketing. And it's a good way to jumpstart it, right? So you don't have to start from scratch. You can and we've done not a lot, but we're starting to do a lot of collabs now and interviews, and we got some great interviews coming up with various experts in their field. And so be prepared for that. So if you want to do something like running ads, a good place to do that is Facebook. Find out what kind of ads your competition is running, see what's working, what's not, what kind of content's working, what verbiage is working, because Facebook will show all that stuff on their ad platform. And so you can see what your competition is doing and what's working. And also figure out if you want to do something UGC, which is user-generated content. There's all kinds of different campaigns, and we'll break each one down. Again, this is just a summary of the day, but we'll break down and go into more specifics on all these different aspects of it, so you can get more information about it. We can look at it more closely. So identify the assets, your websites, social channels, influencer contacts, and have a framework that you want to follow, right? And again, if you were looking for framework, this is where you can simply just follow us, because we have this framework set up. We've already done everything that we're going over and discussing. We've already done, and so we're starting to implement. We're implementing what we're teaching, and so we'll see if it works. You can see what works and what doesn't work, and use that as a reference for your own digital marketing campaign. And again, this is something that is a very general synopsis of day one as it relates to a business. Again, the crash course was meant for personal and individuals that are looking to start their own brand online. And so again, we had to summarize it for business owners. And we want to invite you to watch day 2 of our digital marketing crash course. Again, it's going to be 30 days. Day 2 is choosing a niche. Again, something that you've already known as a current business owner, but things like, what is your ideal client avatar? Have you done that? Things like that in terms of choosing a niche and, the best way to convert the traffic and social following into sales. So thank you again for watching. Please subscribe to our channel so that you can stay tuned for day 2 that's coming out. And also we have a lot of other different content and interviews as well that we'll be posting here shortly. So thank you again, and we'll see you in the next video.